Max Riser. Make sure you go listen to my story on the Parker Daniels Show.
What up to everyone? Today we have a very special guest. His name is Max. So let's conclude with the show. Wow, what's up? Welcome to the Parker Daniels Show. My name is Anthony Parker. I want to say what's up to Kim Daniels. See what she's doing in this cold weather. I love it, man, for real. Today, we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to jump into it. We have another blind musician. He wants to be known as a visually impaired musician, so that's what we're going to do. From Florida, he goes by the name of Max Riser. I had the pleasure of speaking to this individual on several occasions, and he's an interesting fellow doing his thing. So we're going to speak with him, and we want you all to support him. So I ain't going to delay much more. But before I do that, I want to say what's up to my Tigers. We're going to beat Alabama. That's right. Yeah. So all y'all who not Alabama fans are fans of y'all teams, both the Tigers, pull for us. Not that we need it. We got a good team this year. So anyway, as I go back to the topic, we're going to talk to Max Riser, and he's going to be speaking on his career. So, Max, are you there?
Yo.
How you doing, man?
Alright, man. In the words of Charlie Wilson's, I'm blessed.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Briefly know how we do. Since you've been watching the show, tell the people a little bit about yourself, your condition, eye condition, and after that we're going to go into the nature of the this discussion.
All right. So, yeah, man, my name is Willie, a.k.a. Max Riser. I have an eye condition. It's called retinitis pigmentosa.
Okay. And briefly tell those who don't know about retinitis pigmentosa. What is it? Give us a description as to what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, like I like to explain it as when you have a spaghetti noodle, and you have this long piece of spaghetti noodle, and as you're breaking it apart, you have one noodle in your hand, one piece of that spaghetti noodle in your hand, and that's a nerve in your eye. So as you gradually break down the spaghetti noodle until you have a handful of spaghetti noodles in your hand, those are nerves that are in your eye, and at a certain point, you become totally blind.
Okay. I'm quite sure my audience, they're very intellectual. They were able to pick up on that analogy. So you developed RP at what age, you said?
Well, I started off as a baby, but as I grew up, because with retinitis pigmentosa, I was told that you started at your early 40s, your late 50s is when you start with losing sight with RP, but I started as, a baby all the way up until when I finally lost it at 6. I became total at 6.
So you're totally blind.
Yes, I'm totally blind. I have light perception.
Okay.
But I am totally blind.
Okay. Well, as I segue into this particular question, did you receive a lot of support while you were going through your situation, or you had to face it alone, or what was it? What was the situation in that aspect?
Well, I'm my mom's first child, so me and her, she's dealing with, having a vision impaired son at a young age. So me and her together had to cope with it ourselves, and we did it in a funny way, man. Like, I really didn't even know I was vision impaired until I finally lost it at 6, and she didn't know until I finally lost it at 6 too.
Okay. So, I mean, how was it growing up? I mean, were you able to adjust easily, or were there some bumps and bruises along the way, or what?
Well, I mean, I went to a lot of public schools, and I mean, like, I was the only blind kid there, vision impaired person there. So I coped with it. It was dope, man. Like, I really haven't had any issues, man. Like, we only knew that I had a problem when I started bumping into walls. And you know how the ladies, ladies, they like to decorate their tubs with the nice, beautiful arrangements.
Right.
I didn't want to go in the shower, and this is a funny story right here. I told my mom I didn't want to go in the shower because, Mom, there's fish. She's like, what are you talking about? There's fish. Because she decorated the tub with a little top on. She's like, there's fish. And I'm like, I don't want to go in the tub. And then I started bumping into walls, and we finally went to the doctor to get a checkup, and that's when they told her that your son has retinitis pigmentosa and he's totally blind.
Okay. Well, you appear to be, from the conversation, dealing with it in a very good way, very positive way, and that's what this show is all about positivity. So as we move on through your life, the next question that I want to ask you is, did you receive any training at any specific school in Florida, by the way?
Oh, yeah. I started off going to public school where they would have I guess they changed it up because back then, when I was up, they called it a vision impaired teacher. Now they call it VIP. But I had a vision impaired teacher that would come out and make sure that I had the necessary materials for every class. Then I had an orientation and mobility instructor that would come out and make sure that I knew the area. And that happened until I went to the Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind and the 7th grade, which is a boarding school in St. Augustine, Florida, that I went to from 7th grade until I graduated.
Okay. So after you, well, let's give the people the name of the school because it's a popular school that a very well-known singer had gone to. What high school did you? I mean, what school did you attend to receive your training?
Come again?
What was the name of the school that you had attended that allowed you to receive the proper training?
Oh, okay. So, as I said, I had orientation and mobility, which as a young person growing up, you wonder how you're going to get around because we're in the dark,
Right.
Like, if you're totally blind, you're in the dark. Some people with vision impairments, they have enough sight to work, but if you're totally blind, you're in the dark, so you have to wonder how you're going to deal with your daily basis getting around.
Okay.
Whether using a long white cane or a guide dog. So they gave me that aid. Using a cane, I was able to write the music that I do by learning Braille.
Okay. And so you're very familiar with the different grades of Braille. Like I think it's like three.
Oh yeah.
Grade 1, 2, and 3.
Grade 1, 2, and 3.
So you're familiar with those, huh?
I'm familiar with 1 and 2, and then in the middle of high school, I talked to my Braille teacher, and she showed me a book that she had on grade 3.
Okay, that's cool. So Max, what I was asking about the school that you had gone to, and I wanted to let the audience know that the school that you had went to was the same one that Ray Charles had gone to. Am I correct?
Yeah. Like I said, Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, I think before Ray Charles, I'm going to be honest, before Ray Charles, I don't think people knew that much about the Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind until he went there and then afterwards.
So he kind of popularized the school?
Yeah, I really feel like he did, because I really feel like Ray Charles is what you probably would bring up if you think FSDB back then.
Okay. All right, so that's
and we call it FSDB because it's called Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind, but that's so much a mouthful to say, so we'll call it FSDB, or we're shortening it down to DMB.
Okay. Well, that's a great transition to go to because we use Ray Charles, and then he was a very talented musician, a genius, we all call him.
Oh yeah, that school turned out some very talented people after him.
Mm-hmm. Any that we know of?
Not any that you guys know of, but there's a lot of them that turned out that were very interesting. Really, in reality, the only one that you know is Ray Charles.
Okay.
But after him, there was guys like myself and my boys that I work with in the group.
Okay.
So yeah.
Let's talk about yourself in the music business. What prompted you, briefly, if you can tell us, to get into the music first of all? What prompted you to jump into music?
Okay, so as a young dude at the age of 8, I really didn't have a lot of friends, and I was still learning how to be vision impaired. And one day I was watching a movie called Holes. Anthony, I don't know if you know what that movie is.
Nah. Tell the audience.
But it's basically about this young man who gets in trouble, and they send him to a camp where he digs holes all day. And at the beginning of the movie, they had a theme song that would come on, and these boys would get together and they would rap and the song. And when I heard that, that's what opened my eyes to music, because I was listening to what they was doing, and I, as a young boy who was shy, still newly blind, didn't really have that many friends. All I really had was my radio and music. But when I saw that movie and when I listened to that song, that's what opened my eyes up to, oh man, I want to be a rapper.
Okay, so music kind of was the outlet for you to to really overcome your blindness. Is it safe to say that?
Yes, I think that did help me. That helped me also with understanding my blindness, because I feel like music, you can express yourself any way you want to. If you're scared, you can just, and that's how I felt like I got to understand myself as a vision impaired person, also because of the fact that I have the music.
Okay, what's other people?
And I met some interesting, beautiful people also doing music.
Okay, what's other people? What type of music you do? For those who are
okay. So yeah, I do what I call mixed genre hip hop, which is hip hop that one day I could be doing rap, one day I can be doing country pop, whatever. It's all genres of hip hop that I do, and I want to let y'all know it's clean, so like anybody can enjoy it. So it's clean. Most of the people I work with, they know that I do clean rap, and so yeah, basically it's mixed genres of music with a clean aspect, an inspirational aspect, a romantic aspect. I like to talk about the world. I just have a lot of things in my whatever inspires me to do it.
So a culmination of all types of music. That's great. The name Max Riser, I hope I'm saying it correctly. How did you come up with that?
So I don't know why I like the name Max, but I just don't know why. I think it's a dope name. And Riser came from a country song by Darius Rucker, and it's called Riser. And like I said, I was listening to an interview from a young lady that y'all did where she talked about being visually impaired and trance music.
Oh, DJ.
And I wanted to jump into electric dance music at once, and I wanted to use that name. But then when I started to do electric dance music, I was like, I had an interest in it, but then my interest got short. So I was like, I'm going to put this in the back burner and come back to it later. And I went back to rap, and I wanted to keep the name.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. So where could let me ask you this. Do you have any music out where the people can actually check you out? Because I definitely want to, let them know that you are working diligently and hard at your craft. So.
Oh yeah, so I have recently just started. Maybe 2-3 years ago, I changed over to a new stage name and new sounds and all. But I do have music on SoundCloud and YouTube. If y'all want to listen to what I sound like, I do have music that I use for promotional. When somebody wants to hear me, and y'all can go to SoundCloud and YouTube. They both have the same name. It's Max Riser, MAXRISER.
Okay.
And y'all can go to SoundCloud and YouTube, and y'all can hear what I got going on there.
Okay, give me the name one more time, real slow.
One more time, it's Max Riser on SoundCloud and YouTube, MAXRISER.
Okay.
And that's on SoundCloud and YouTube.
All right. Well, the people want to know as well, while you're working on your rap career, do you have any other things that you do in between time, or is this your main focus? Because this music is a tricky. The music business is a tricky situation. I used to be in it, so you definitely have to put in a lot of time. But do you also, share any other hobbies, or do you work? The people want to know that.
So okay, so like music is maybe mostly part of my life, but I work because music, you got to pay the music. That's my plan A, so I have to have a plan B. So I do work. Uh,
And if you don't mind mentioning just where you work, or you want to keep that under wraps.
oh no, I can say it. I work at a nonprofit organization called Lighthouse Works down here in Orlando, Florida.
Okay. And the reason why I asked that is because, there is a perception by some people that not only just visually impaired individuals, but people who have any other impairments, people assume that they're not doing too much. They don't want to work. They just want to get a check. So I just wanted to put that out there to let them know that you are a able-bodied citizen, just with a visual impairment, and you are working, and you're also pursuing. You're also pursuing your music career. So with that being said, before we conclude, are there any individuals in the music business that you would like to work with, or that you have worked with, that that people we know of, or you want to put out there?
Well, okay, so I want to say that I am, even though I have had a long history, I've been doing this since 8, and I've been putting out sounds. I haven't been putting out albums, but I've been putting out singles. I have a mentor, because I think you should always have somebody that you can go to and get information from. And I have a young guy by the name of Nova Kane, who one day I would like to work with, but he is a little more successful than I am, even though I've been doing this a little bit longer. He's also vision impaired too, and I go to him if I need any advice or anything, but someday work with him. There's another blind artist. There's a lot of vision impaired artists out there, and that's my long time goal, is to get them on the map and let people and anybody who's visually impaired, physically handicapped, or is able-bodied. I just want them to know that visually impaired artists are out there in the world, and my goal is to eventually someday have a studio that can be run and owned by visually impaired artists. Because you hear about teachers, doctors, lawyers, but you don't hear about your visually impaired artists.
Okay, that's great, man. Well, I'm glad, really, that I've had the opportunity to speak with you, and I definitely wish you the best in whatever you try to do. That's the music. So that means we're about to conclude. But do you have any shout-outs or anything like that you want to say before I conclude the interview?
Oh, yeah. First of all, I want to say shout-out to the Parker Daniels Show, because I met you before I even knew that you had this show. We was in a group together, so on a Facebook group together. So that's how I knew about you. But I like what y'all doing out there, man. Shout out to the Parker Daniels Show, man, for doing what y'all do. Shout out to Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, because without them, man, I couldn't be who I am. I would like to say Lighthouse Central Florida, Lighthouse Works. Y'all gotta find get out there and look for your Lighthouse Central Florida, your lighthouses for the blind, whatever organization that you're a part of, man, because they can help you. Your Division of Blind Services for anybody, man. Y'all just look them up, man, and be close with them, because they can help you. Okay. And like I say, man, y'all subscribe to the Parker Daniels Show, man, because it's a dope show.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. And to basically piggyback off of what he has stated, definitely continue to subscribe. Definitely continue to support. Definitely continue to like, share, and follow. And make sure to hit the notification bell so that you can get the updates quickly. So, with that being said, I want to thank you again for appearing on the show. And I wish you the best. And hopefully come back in a couple of weeks or a month whenever you have a single and premiere.
Oh, yeah. And I thank y'all once again. I just want to remind the people, man, if y'all want to hear music from me, man, go out there on SoundCloud or YouTube, MAXRISER. And if y'all want to hear music, man, I got it on my Twitter at Max Music, man.
Okay, well, say no more then. So with that being said, I'm gonna go because I got things to do. Get ready for the game tomorrow, and go Tigers.
What's up? My name is Max Reiser. I hope you enjoy listening to my story on the Parker Daniels Show.